Okay, so this is a follow-up to the video I did yesterday. Now what I did was I set these orders here to sort of buy here, here, here and here. Now what actually happened was the price of Bitcoin went through my first target, so I bought there with 25% of my stash, and then it hit down here and I bought again with 25% of my stash. Now after that it went kind of like lower, and I was temporarily about $400 down, which looked a bit scary, and since then it's bounced back up here and I'm now above my average entry price. So my average entry price was 31,409. The current price is 31,765. So that means my current profit is about $800. I've also got this realised profit here of $51. Now I'll show you what that is. It's basically the funding rate. The rate, this is to do with the maker and taker fees. You might have to Google further to find out what that's all about. But basically when the market sentiment is at the moment very negative, so a lot of people are in shorts, but we're in a long, and we're actually being paid to be in a long. So the funding rate is negative. So that actually means that I've actually earned $51 for being in the long position. I mean, there are exchange fees that I have to pay anyway, but overall that is looking pretty good really, because I'm about $800 or so in profit. Now if I wanted to just take the profit now, I could click on market to close position, and that would immediately close my position at the market price. But as the same as when you're buying, if you do a market sell, then there are fees that are higher than when you do a limit sell. So I would probably choose to click limit and then close by limit there, but I think there's a possibility that the price might go higher. So what are my options here? My options is to leave things as they are, and then it might dip lower, might dip higher. But the only thing I think is that every time I go to sleep, I never like leaving trades open. Now this is probably a bad thing to do, but and it probably shows that I don't have much confidence in my trade. But at the moment I'm 6% in profit, which is okay. And to be honest, if I'm going to go to sleep and not have an eye on the markets, I'd rather wake up in the morning knowing that I'd not lost any money and that I was in fact in the money. So what I could do here is I could set a stop loss, which is actually in profit. So I would guess that we wouldn't drop down to say lower than here. So something like 31,440. So I can click here and I can set a stop loss for 31,440. So that means if the price goes down to 31,440, it will trigger a market order stop loss, estimated profit 0.00262 Bitcoin. I'm going to go for that. So as I'm going to go to sleep, I'm going to say okay to that. Now what I'm hoping is the price will go up and that won't trigger, and then we can look at it tomorrow and make a better decision. But at the moment I'm safe. I know that if the price falls, I will still make a profit. So that is basically my kind of strategy really, is to try and average in. If the price moves against me, I will have the other entry prices that will lower my position even more to make my average entry price even lower. Or if it moves positive, then I'll move my stop loss into profit so that I will always make a profit. Now that probably isn't the most profitable way to trade, but To me, that's what I've found the most comfortable. I'm not a financial advisor, do not follow what I do, but I'm just saying this is what I do. It doesn't always work out. More often than not, though, it does. If that helps you, then that's good. I will update this further when the price moves, probably when I wake up in the morning. Okay, so it's 7:30 in the morning. Overnight, the price went up a little bit, pulled back a little bit, and then it kind of just nudged 32,000, and it seems to be dropping down a little bit now. To me, this looks a little bit weak, so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to say on this, I'm going to take profit if it reaches, say, 31961. So I can just come down here and say take profit at 31961. This is quite cool because that says, your estimated profit is 0.037 Bitcoin. So I'll go for that. I'll confirm that. My stop loss is still way down here. Maybe I'll move that to about here, somewhere like 31578, because it just looks weak to me. I was expecting this to go up a lot more and it hasn't. So let's go for 31583. So let's change it to that. So change that to 31583. So even if it goes south, I'll still make 0.01217 Bitcoin. Okay. So I'll update this during the day when it hits either the take profit or the stop loss. Either way, it will be in profit though. So this looks like it was an okay trade. But as I say, at the moment, it does look like Bitcoin's probably still on a downtrend. So we probably don't want to be in a long for much longer if it is heading south. By the way, it's probably worth showing you that what actually happens when you set take profit and stop loss. What it actually does is it creates these conditional orders. If it's less than or equal to 31,583, it will close the trade because you've hit the stop loss. And if it hits 31,961, which is the take profit, do a market sell at that price. So those are the two ways that the trade will close based on these conditions. So it's worth just understanding that. So these two buy orders I had set way down, I can cancel these now because the way I've set the stop loss and the take profit, these are no longer relevant to the trade. So I can just cancel these. Okay. So the only ones left now are those two conditional orders. Okay, so I went for some breakfast, and meanwhile the price actually did come down to the stop loss that I'd set. So I'm pleased that I pushed it up a little bit. At the same time, I'm a little bit sad that I didn't take profit when I was up at the top here. But there again, it's only the test net, so it's only pretend money anyway. So in actual fact, what happened, it basically did a market sale at the stop loss on trigger price 31583, and the fill price was 31577. If I go to assets and go to contract history and look at profit and loss details, and then look at close profit and loss, you can see here that the close profit and loss is 0.01177. Exchange fee is 0.00104. Funding fee, so there's actually no funding fee. As I said before, at the moment the funding fees are negative, so that's great. So the realised profit and loss was that in Bitcoin, and if you want to know that in dollars, it's probably not enormous now, it's just $336. So that's a trade that was going for less than a day, and that made $336. So I think that's quite reasonable, really. I mean, obviously, when you get good at predicting the bottoms, predicting tops, and you know when to sort of do your buys and when to do your take profits. You can also short the market, which means if you think it's going to go down, you can kind of basically do a short where you effectively what you're doing, you're selling at a higher price and then buying back in at a lower price. I don't like doing that very much with something like Bitcoin, because I think overall the price is going to go up. And although I think we're approaching a bottom in the next few weeks, I still think the overall trend is an upward trend, even though on a shorter term it's on a bit of a downtrend. A lot of people have been looking at this triangle. I'm not a big fan of pattern trading, but generally these triangles do tend to sort of break down. So there is a possibility we might come down to, I don't know, 27, even 25 grand. But we'll see what happens anyway. Anyway, that was my very basic tutorial on Phemex, which is quite good really, because I did it kind of live and I did make a profit. So it shows you it can be done, even with someone like me who is not a great trader, and I don't have a lot of experience. I've only been trading since June last year, so about 1 year. I do recommend using testnet on Phemex to get an idea for it. I do believe Bybit also has a testnet as well. So yes, indeed, Bybit does have a testnet. So you could try Bybit out as well. It works in a really similar way. I do prefer it though to Phemex. Although if you want to trade a lot of altcoins, like Link and Dot and things like that, you can't do that on Bybit, but you can do it on Phemex. So I tend to use Phemex for Bitcoin and Ethereum trading, and Phemex for altcoins if I want to do leverage trading. Okay, anyway, thanks a lot for watching. This is Saver Crypto saying goodbye. Please do like and subscribe if you haven't already, and tell your friends.